Hi, Richard from Digital Foundry here. This week, Forza Horizon 2 launched on Xbox One, and we have no hesitation recommending it to owners of Microsoft's new console. Superb graphics, excellent gameplay, smart online options, and a wealth of content combined to make for a truly wonderful release. But what about the Xbox 360 version? Captures posted on YouTube last week suggest that the last-gen conversion, developed by UK-based Sumo Digital, is actually pretty damn good, and we were eager to find out just how well the game transitioned across to last-gen hardware. After all, Titanfall on the old 360 handed in an experience remarkably close to the Xbox One version. The question is, would Forza Horizon 2 follow suit? Well, first impressions certainly seem to suggest so. Here we are at the beginning of the game where you drive a brand new Lamborghini to the Horizon event. There are obvious limitations in terms of environmental detail, lighting and atmospheric rendering, but the general gameplay map appears to be a fairly close match. We could plot identical trips on the GPS, for example, allowing us to get these head-to-head clips. Handling is good on both versions, but there's a definite feeling from the controls that the Xbox One game is utilising a more advanced simulation. Once at the festival itself, you choose your first car with a selection including a BMW Z4, Toyota Supra and a classic 60s Camaro muscle car. You'll note that the surrounding environments are different, radically changing the lighting, but the tighter surroundings on Xbox 360 allow Sumo to spend more of their polygon budget on the cars. The end result being that the absolute high-end models are actually pretty close on Xbox 360. It's interesting to note that the 360 game actually offers a different Camaro, suggesting changes to the car lineup from one version to the next. Moving on, check out some time-lapse comparisons. They illustrate quite nicely that just like its predecessor, Forza Horizon 2 on Xbox 360 retains the gradual transition of the time and day, which can impact driving conditions, a feature that is enhanced and improved on Xbox One. These like-for-like shots also demonstrate that while Sumo Digital has done a decent job of retaining detail, there are a lot of compromises. Trees and foliage are massively reduced generally, environmental variety is pared back significantly, and the lighting model just isn't a patch on the Xbox One version. And of course, the flagship version of Forza Horizon 2 also features varying weather conditions, sunshine, rain, fog, all of which impact gameplay significantly. Stormy conditions in particular look absolutely phenomenal on the Xbox One. In essence, this sequence you're watching here demonstrates the visual differences at their height. So much more detail on Xbox One and a stunning realisation of wet weather conditions that are just completely absent on the 360. In terms of console memory available to developers, Xbox One has over 10 times the capacity of Xbox 360. It serves to make the world in Forza Horizon 2 that much more detailed and varied. And while the road layout is essentially the same, the differences are much more pronounced when you go off-road. Foliage is rich and extensive on Xbox One, but severely pared back on the 360. And that leads us on quite nicely to the 360 version's key compromise. You can travel off-road just as you can on Xbox One, but there's a real lack of off-roading events. These exhilarating dashes into the unknown are absent on the 360 build, replaced with more circuit races that do at least take you off the tarmac. Indeed, the entire event structure of the game has been radically revamped. The impression we get is that Sumo Digital did their best to replicate the rich world of the Xbox One version, but realised that compromises would have to be made to produce a satisfying game. Rather than create lifeless events travelling through a barren wilderness in order to mimic the Xbox One game, the studio reshapes the races to guide you through the best looking areas of the game. In short, the sense is that Sumo realised the limitations of the Xbox 360 version and adapted the gameplay to suit them. It's a gamble that pays off. In a stark head-to-head comparison, Sumo Digital's conversion proves surprisingly close in many respects, but falls short in others. It's inevitable really as we compare a game from one generation to the next. But judged on its own merits as an Xbox 360 title, Forza Horizon 2 is a lot of fun. There's a lot to do, the excellent simulation model still produces an exciting ride, and there's the same rock-solid 30 frames per second update as the original game. This isn't a lackluster copy of the Xbox One game, but more like a companion piece that takes on the concept and reshapes it on its own terms. While many of the online competition modes, and of course the Drivatar AI are missing, there's still plenty of content here. Bucket list challenges and showcase events do remain, and are actually completely different in nature to the Xbox One game. Is it the end of the road for the Xbox 360? Well, there's something of a pioneering spirit to the Xbox One version. It looks great, it feels wonderful, and there's a feeling that you're really playing a next-gen driving experience. In contrast, Horizon 2 on 360 feels rooted in the past. One last hurrah for the vintage 2005 hardware, if you like. It's impressive in its own right and recommended for those who haven't upgraded, but it's very much the junior version compared to its next-gen sibling. We'll leave you with some more comparisons taken as we dashed around the map in our Ferrari 360 Challenge Stradale. But in the meantime, thanks for watching.
Left. In 400 meters, turn left.